You're watching the Toyota Chris Paul HBCU Classic as part of ESPN's Holiday Hoops presented by Kay Jewelers. Welcome back to Atlanta, Georgia, where we wrap up competition, our final game here of the course of these 2 days. It's Norfolk State out of the MEAC taking on Jackson State out of the SWAC. Both these teams want to bounce back after losing efforts last night. Norfolk State took the loss against Grambling. Jackson State, the loss against Morgan State. Elijah Jamison, though, he brought it last night for Norfolk State.
I tell you, Jamison is an explosive guard. He does a tremendous job of getting to the front of the rim. He can score it from there. He can make assists from there. But his determination to collapse the defense makes him tough. Now, Mr. Ruffin, he's a show with the basketball. He likes to dance with it. He can score either from the three-point line or driving the ball to the rim.
All right, so we tip it up and knocked out of bounds. It'll be Norfolk State coming out wearing the gold and Jackson State wearing the home white, with the Spartans getting the first possession of the night. Adrian Newton running the show here for Norfolk State.
This game is important to both of these two teams for different reasons. For Norfolk, they need to get back on a roll as they go into conference play. They really want to come out of here with a victory. For Jackson State, they've had a tough non-conference schedule. They've got to taste some winning.
Dacian Ruffin, he's a guy who had 36 points, 6 assists in the loss last night. He's going to get a lot of attention. There he is, getting rid of it quick to Thomas. Mid-range jumper. And that catches oxygen.
You thought he was a little closer than what he was.
Right, it's a little chilly in here, though. Maybe somebody left the door open. Starting 5 for Norfolk State is Jamison, we talked about. Newton, McComb III, Ellis, and Jaquel Morris rounding out the starting 5.
Look for Norfolk State to get a little bit more other people involved. Yesterday it was a lot of Jamison. I think they've got to share the wealth a little bit with other guys stepping up.
Ruffin spent his first 2 years in the SEC playing for Ole Miss, but after injuries transferred, and he gets rid of it. The assists and the bucket goes to Mitchell Jr.
Mitchell does a little bit of everything for Jackson State. He'll drive it, he'll shoot the three.
McComb III leads this team in scoring. Jamison. Wow. All right. That's how Norfolk State gets on the board off the window. Let's just say he's a volume shooter.
He is.
And a foul inside away from the ball. Our first whistle. Our officials for this nightcap, it is Matt Jarman, Dante Carter, and Marvin Harris Jr.
Both of these two teams, John, like and are comfortable playing half-court basketball. Not that they won't run, but they don't have to force the tempo. Jackson State's got the closer with Ruffin whenever the shot clock goes down, so they can run their normal action. And
inside, rolling off the rim. As Thomas couldn't finish, but another opportunity here for Jackson State. McMillan, dump off, and the big fella, Ebo Wilson, gets the start tonight and the finish.
I think Wilson is starting because they want to get more of an inside presence than what they had last night. And they think they're going to need that as they get into SWAC play.
How about Newton with the finish over Wilson, who is 6'10".
Well, Newton was recruited as a legit point guard, and he's had to share the time with Jamison, but he's a little bit quicker and a little better shooter.
Thomas left alone, finds his point guard, and Ruffin pull-up jumper. His first shot off the mark. Ellis left alone, give and go, giving it back to him. Now a little elbow jumper. You give what the defense, you take what the defense will give you.
But I think that's the difference with Newton playing the point now. Norfolk State is looking to share the basketball a little bit more, get other different people involved.
You can tell they are trying to get the ball out of the hands of Ruffin. Ruffin quickly gets it to Mitchell Jr. Elbow jumper. And the rebound goes to Jaquel Morris. Much better start for Norfolk State here tonight. As that three off the mark, rebound to McMillan. They clear the floor. Ruffin, bump, fade away. As he looks at the ref saying, really?
He got that call yesterday.
Ellis winds up off the mark.
Timeout, Jackson State.
And a timeout, Jackson State, as head coach Mo Williams, the birthday boy Mo Williams, wants a timeout, so we'll take it with them. We'll come back after this break.
You these days, it could send someone to give them a taste of their heritage, from mom's side and dad's side. That's a big gift for a small price.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Toyota, boldly reimagining life. Let's go places. AARP, a proud sponsor of the Chris Paul HBCU Classic Tournament. And State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Welcome back to Atlanta for this Toyota Chris Paul HBCU Classic. Jackson State a little slow shooting to start this one. Just 2 of 7 from the floor. So Mo Williams decided to call it ESPN 8 o'clock. That is a goodie.
It's going to be an exciting game. I think defense is going to be the key to that. Whatever team can wind up running the football is going to have the advantage.
Look at you. Not just basketball, savant in football as well. Let's see what Jackson State drew up out of this timeout. It is Ruffin, double team, step back three, and an offensive rebound to Devin Ree. Ree will take a chance from deep, too strong. Jackson State just 2 for 9 to start this game from the floor.
It's important for Ree to be able to knock down some shots for Jackson State because he sets a lot of screens up at the high post to help get the guards open, and if he can step out and make some shots, I think it really frees up Ruffin and a lot of the action that they run.
Robert Jones, head coach for Norfolk State in his 13th season, sits 10 wins away from 250 in his career. Has really elevated Norfolk State to another level here in the landscape of college basketball.
He's done a tremendous job at Norfolk State.
Ruffin crossover. Look at the find as Raven Thomas goes upstairs. Coming back the other way is Elijah Jamison.
Watch Ruffin handle the basketball. He changes speed so well, but he keeps his head up. He sees the center coming over, so he finds the big guy on the roll.
Mo Williams is saying, it's my birthday today. I'm 43 years old. Can I just get a wall up, a no call for my big man, please? 43 years old. He looks good, man. He looks like he is in his playing shape right now.
Life in the NBA is not all bad now.
14 years in the NBA for Mo Williams, now in his 4th season as the head coach at Jackson State. It was cool. We had Chris Paul on earlier talking about former teammate of Mo Williams in the NBA and how proud Chris Paul is to see Mo Williams now on the sideline as a coach.
You know, guys root for good guys. I mean, you know, coaches root for players that give a little something extra. Players root for players that they know have a lot of class and toughness and all. So it's one thing to compete. It's another thing to step away and hope somebody has success doing something else.
Ding off the mark from 3. The rebound goes to Mitchell Jr., who's looking to push the pace. Ruffin just hit his last 3. His first bucket of the night. Now goes inside. Gets it back after it's blocked. And he's got back-to-back buckets for Jackson State. Jamison in attack mode. That is what he does. There's Mo Williams, 2025 Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame inductee. It was so important for him with everything he has accomplished in his life on the court to be able to give back. He is from Jackson, Mississippi. This was a huge step and a huge job that meant a lot to him.
And it was, and I tell you what, going in the Mississippi Hall of Fame, Sports Hall of Fame, not basketball, Sports Hall of Fame is important because it's nothing better than being recognized where you live and where you grew up. And so I know that meant an awful lot to him.
Spent his first 2 seasons at Alabama State. Then when he got the opportunity to come home, it was one of those things where you understand you just cannot pass that down when you have so many ties.
For an athlete, respect is the highest form of currency. And to get that kind of respect means an awful lot.
Well, you got my respect, Coach.
Who said I was an athlete?
I tried to lay it up at the rim for you, and you decided not to jump. 2-point lead for Jackson State. Inside, outside, Mitchell Jr. off the mark. How about Ebo Wilson, the freshman? Some big minutes. Turn, faces, sky hook, it comes out.
But that's a big-time play. They like that contribution from Wilson.
So a jump ball. It'll stay with Jackson State.
You know, these games for Jackson State, I mean, you learn a lot. And you're able to make some adjustments. And if they can get Wilson in the lineup playing some, and he's a big body, he's got some bounce to him, it'll really help them, both offensively and defensively.
Thomas sneaks inside as Wilson sets the screen. Baseline, that one out of bounds, turnover.
Thomas is having a tough time tonight. His first shot was an air ball. He kicked the ball off his foot. I think these late starts, he needs to get warmed up a little bit better.
Leaks, goes inside. Now Jamison has not been shy. He will nail it. 3-pointer. He's up to 9 on the night.
It's nice to see him really bounce back tonight. He's a lot smoother in his decision making. He's shot ready.
Using the screen, Ruffin can't hit the 3. And Norfolk State now with numbers. A 3-on-2 break. Pull up in transition. Smooth looking jumper for Anthony McCollum III. Deflected in the backcourt. It stays with Jackson State. Knifing through Mitchell. And he's fouled. A 7-0 run for Norfolk State, thanks to this man, Elijah Jamison.
Nothing to get you going and knocking down a 3 when your team needs it. Norfolk State in control.
A 15-12 lead over Jackson State. Welcome back courtside alongside the coach. He's Perry Clark. I'm John Schriffen. It has been an absolute honor to be able to call these games, highlight these young athletes here for HBCU basketball. The 5th season here for Chris Paul, moving around the country, and we actually got a chance to talk to Chris Paul earlier today, and he said he feels like Atlanta could be the new home for this tournament.
I think it's the right place. I think it's the city that can embrace it, both from corporate sponsors, both from fan base, and also we gave a big shout out to Chris for all that his dedication to making this work. His dad was here yesterday and his brother to give support, and that's one of the things Chris Paul does. He doesn't just put his name on things. He shows participation from his summer league CP3 team to this event.
I mean, think about the directions that he has pulled over the course of his career to be able to play in the NBA and still pull off this tournament now in its 5th year. This summertime, he's on the circuit in that EYBL, scouting the next generation of young talent. He is a guy where basketball is his life.
It is, and he talked a lot about giving back, and you know, I had a chance to spend some time with his dad, and it's obvious where he gets that from and everything, and that's the way he was raised, and he's just a very young man that's very appreciative and really wants to take his success and share it with others.
And one thing he said, it's not just I want to put my name on something, I want to be more hands-on with this tournament going forward to really help this thing flourish.
And he said he thought he might have a little bit more time after this season to be able to do that also. And,
indeed.
You know, so it's a special event, and I think it's just still in its infancy because it's still got some ways that it can grow, and people are interested in making it grow.
1-point lead for Norfolk State. Both teams looking to leave Atlanta with at least a win. Ruffin spinning. Sneaking free from 3 is Thomas, but he did not look at the line. Steps out of bounds.
Again, every game we seem to have a guy that steps on the sideline.
And now Jamie Mitchell Jr. back into the game for the Tigers.
So Mitchell Jr. comes back in, replacing Ruffin, as Coach Williams wants a little more height defensively.
Yeah, but I think he does a good job of trying to rest Ruffin. He knows it's a long season, and, you know, a guy that has played the position. And, you know, yesterday he gave him a break also right around the same time.
Cuts back to Leaks off the mark. Look at Dorian McMillan. He just out-jumped everybody for that rebound and was fouled when he came down.
That's his first personal foul.
So Devon Ellis will pick up the personal, his first, just the 3rd on the team for Norfolk State.
Norfolk's coming with some pressure. I think yesterday really stung them with the loss. This, again, is a proud program, and, you know, coaches had a lot of success. And I'm sure that they spent a lot of time this morning talking about this game.
Jamie Mitchell Jr., that was a smooth-looking stroke, knocks down the 3 as Jackson State retakes the lead.
Jackson State now has gone to the zone.
Norfolk State trying to penetrate, finding a seam. But everything's been on the outside. Shot clock winding down. Leaks a deep 2, tip out, and it's corralled by Thomas as Thomas is now fouled. No, excuse me, tied up.
This end, that means Norfolk State ball. Spartan basketball.
Moving the basketball around, and again, we talked about Mitchell earlier. You know, he can drive it, he can knock down the 3. He's just so versatile. But one thing that is consistent, he loves to score.
So possession arrow stays with Norfolk State.
Again, Jackson State going back to the 2-3 zone.
Jamison splitting the D, gets to the free throw line, jumper off the mark. Fight for the board. And that was actually off-white. Look at the effort there by Keontae Lewis to knock it off Wilson.
Norfolk State basketball.
You knew you were going to get a great effort from Norfolk State today. I mean,
Jamison had it swatted by Wilson. Oh.
He is absolutely fearless. It doesn't matter who's in the post or in the paint, no matter how big they are. Good rotation. He drives the ball. He's not afraid to give up his body. A lot of times you put a guard in the middle of the floor like that against the zone because he is your better scorer and your best passer. So he can do either one reading the defense.
The 6'10 freshman, Ebo Wilson, said, how was that a foul on me? Little man comes into my house and I swatted it.
For Jackson State, replacing Wilson, number 7, Anthony McComb III, and number 21, Jaquel Morris.
We are tied at 17, just over 9 minutes to play here in this first half. As Adrian Newton, the freshman walk-on, comes back on the floor to run the point for Norfolk State.
They've got Mitchell at the point right now.
It's been an extended rest for Ruffin on the bench as Mitchell throws it away.
It's Norfolk State basketball.
Norfolk State trying to attack the zone. They settle for an outside jumper, tipped around. I heard that slap from over here as Jaquel Morris will get a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, he really didn't need to come down, just putting his hands up and making a guy shoot over the top.
Team fouls, 14 fouls.
But give Norfolk State a lot of credit. Morris did a good job on the offensive glass. The toughness that this Norfolk State team has. I mean, they're winners. They're used to winning. They're used to going to postseason tournament. They're used to being #1 in the conference. This is the first time they've been below 500 in this time of the year, which is amazing in of itself in coach's career at Norfolk State.
City's had to regroup a little bit. They lost some height to the transfer portal. Had to adjust his style coaching with a little smaller lineup.
Yeah, the biggest adjustment was mentally. When you're used to winning and you're not, that's an adjustment.
Newton passed up the shot for the easy bucket for McComb III.
This is what happens to Jackson State in the films that I watched and watching them play last night. They're right there. They're playing well. Then they hit about 3-4 minute spurt where they have some turnovers, miss some shots, and the game has a tendency to kind of get away from them a little bit.
We talk about the recent success for Robert Jones. 20 or more wins in each of the last 4 seasons. He's gone to the NCAA tournament 3 times in 21, 22, and last season. Norfolk State on a 13-5 run. They were doing that with Ruffin on the bench. He is now back in the game, swatted, but Norfolk State keeps possession.
See, this is what Newton does for him. He didn't have anything. Instead of pressing the issue, he backs it out, gets them in some sort of offense so they can get a good look.
Force, thrown up, rebound, kicked out to Leaks. Pass into the corner, off the mark, and a rebound by Thomas. Kick ahead pass to nobody, and a turnover gives it right back to the Spartans.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Jackson State. It will be Norfolk State basketball.
There you see on the fast break, Combs gets the ball inside, able to finish. Unbelievable.
Hard to imagine replacing a guy like Coach Krzyzewski. As Newton gets one up, nothing but nylon.
Boy, I like Newton. I just think he is a good point guard for this team. He can make the open shots. He doesn't turn it over. He gets the other people involved.
They found him late in the recruiting process, offering him a chance to walk on. And here he is running the show here. Jackson State without a field goal in over 3.5 minutes on the floor. In and out dribble, baseline, Mitchell, and he'll be bailed out with a whistle.
Mitchell can create more scoring opportunities.
Number 11.
He's just a tough matchup. I mean, he uses his body to create angles. He's always attacking. He seeks contact. A lot of players try to get a fade away from the contact. He goes after it.
Missing the first at the free throw line.
Number 3, Michael Jenkins, and number 2, Elijah Jamison into the game for the Spartans, replacing Ellis and Leaks. One more shot for Mitchell Jr.
So Jamison comes back on with Jenkins for Norfolk State. And 1 of 2 from the free throw line.
Jackson State trying to pressure a little bit, trying to get an easy turnover. That's one way of kind of getting your offense going.
Jamison off the bench, lets it go. He's starting to feel it. He's up to 14.
John, his game tonight is a lot easier, a lot more in flow with Newton at the point, and he doesn't have to initiate and look to score too. He can just play that off-guard position and really get his offensive skills in order.
McMillan passed up an open look to take a touch. As Thomas keeps it alive. Ruffin will set things up. Finds Mitchell Jr. But Jackson State is now cold from the floor. Another play. Stepping
on the line, I'm telling you, man. In some of these gyms, they must not have sidelines. I mean,
I'm pretty sure this is regulation size. All right, if you're Jackson State, how do you end this drought? It's been almost 5 minutes.
Get Ruffin a shot.
There he is. Without a double team. And he wanted it back. There he can go to work now. Ruffin with the big man on him, and he draws the foul.
It amazes me how big guys come out and try to pressure guards 20 feet from the basket. I mean, it's just...
Number 6, Melo Baines into the game for the
And again, you ask them why, and they go and try to explain it, and that's the worst thing.
Still Tiger basketball.
Ruffin draws the attention, kick out, McMillan. There's the first field goal in almost 5 minutes for Jackson State. Jenkins, oh, all right. McMillan, little heat check. As Thomas goes to work, blocked up top by Jenkins. And it's going to be Norfolk State ball.
We're going to go the other way. This is Spartan basketball.
It might be funny. I think Ruffin has to get a shot at least 1 out of every 5 times down the floor, and maybe even 4. I mean, he's that good a scorer, that good a shooter. He can put it on the deck.
Baines, his first look. And his first field goal is good. Ruffin's calling for it. Let's see if they give him some room to operate. Late pass as McMillan was closed out on. And another turnover.
That time when Mitchell got it, he was doing the right thing. He was looking inside, but he could have gone right back to Ruffin because that guard had dropped. to protect in the post area, and Ruffin was wide open.
6 turnover in this first half for Jackson State compared to just 4 for Norfolk State. Newton gives it back to Jamison. He's had the hot hand, and he stays hot here in Atlanta. He's got 17.
Tonight, he doesn't have to try to create offense for other people. He doesn't have the ball in his hands except to score it, and he's playing a lot more comfortable.
Norfolk State has hit 4 of their last 5 field goals from the floor. And Ruffin throws it away. Spartans with numbers, 3-on-2. Jamison plus the foul. It has been all Norfolk State in this first half.
Well, it's been all Mr. Jamison. There you see him handling the basketball. He wants to kick out, knocks down a 3. Norfolk State's in control.
College basketball is brought to you by K, the official partner of couples who love the game. Well, Elijah Jamison is starting to cook here in Atlanta for Norfolk State. He's up to 19 points. A chance to convert for a 3-point play at the free throw line.
You know, Jamison scored yesterday, but his points were tough. These are easy points. And, you know, young players need to learn the difference between tough and easy. He's getting it out of the floor of the offense. He's having his shots challenged. He's playing a lot smoother tonight.
Well, he's 5 of 6 from the floor tonight. Last night, even though he had 26 points, he was 10 for 21.
Yeah. Again, Newton coming in and playing the point, I think, has really helped him in taking some of that pressure away from him and been able to set him up for easier looks.
An 8-0 Norfolk State run to open up their largest lead of the ball game. See if Ruffin can get going here. He's got 5 points, double teamed. The soft touch plus the foul. It goes.
You know, Ruffin is quick enough and handles the ball well enough. That's what I'm saying. He's got to get a shot at least once every 5 times down the floor because he's good enough to do that, and he will make a high percentage and keep you in the game. Jackson State was in control, and then all of a sudden they had some tough shots. They gave up some easy baskets.
Ruffin off the mark from deep. And it goes back to the Spartans. Two and a half to play here in this first half. Leaping for the rebound, and McComb the third will pay it off.
The other problem I think that Jackson State has is their size. They just don't have anybody physically inside to rebound the basketball, either on the offensive end or the defensive end.
Thomas takes the contact. Wow, no call there. That is surprising. On the other end, blocked from behind as Ruffin with the kick out pass here to McMillan. Williams sets his feet, 3-ball, got it.
3-pointer number 12, Delisle Williams.
Pulls Jackson State to within 11. But a nice dish inside as Mello Baines finishes it off. McMillan left open from the wing. back-to-back threes for Jackson State.
That's one way of handling the zone. What they're doing now, they're kind of playing 4 around 1 and making it tough guards for Norfolk on the wings.
A 10-point game with under a minute to play. We'll be back in 30.
At DQ.
Taking you through around the country to talk about some of the freshman phenoms and also some of the best games we have seen already this season. Well, it was looking like Norfolk State was trying to run away with this thing in the first half, but it's back-to-back threes by Jackson State, closing on this lead before half.
But I am impressed with the way Norfolk State has played. It was what we talked about earlier, what I expected. They've got the heart and the pedigree of a champion, and I know they were disappointed last night, and they've come back out, made some adjustments, and they're playing pretty well.
Jamison met when he turned that corner, picks up his dribble. 3 on the shot clock. Got to get up. Right forward. Beats the shot clock with a 3.
Oh. Right forward, said I had it all along. That was the play.
Now it's Jackson State holding for the final shot of the half with the shot clock turned off. Game clock's at 10.
See, it's awful hard. The ball in Ruffin's hand. The whole defense, they're going 1-3-1. They're setting against him.
Ruffin, crossover, gives it up. McMillan, 3-ball. And that's how the first half will end. It is Norfolk State taking a 13-point lead into the locker room.
State University 42.
The biggest difference tonight for Norfolk State is the way Jamison has played and the ease in which he's been able to get points.
Welcome to the 2025.
All right, we will go to break here in Atlanta. Send it to the studios in Bristol for the K Jewelers halftime report.
So what are you thinking?
Yo, at a Chris Paul HBCU Classic as part of ESPN's Holiday Hoops, presented by K Jewelers. We've got one more half of basketball left here in Atlanta as Norfolk State with a 42-29 lead over Jackson State as we get set for the start of the second half. Take a look at our game summary alongside the coach, Perry Clark. I'm John Schriff, and Elijah Jamison led this team in scoring last night, but coach, you've really loved this effort, especially here tonight in the first half.
Oh, without question. I think his shot selection has been better. I think it's been cleaner. I think the fact that he hasn't had to have the ball in his hands and they've been able to play Newton at the point has really helped him, and I think that will help them as they go on and get in the league play. So,
on the other side, Ruffin has not been able to get going. 7 points on 3 of 9 shooting for Jackson State.
And one of the reasons is he's got the ball in his hands, so the defense is seeing where the ball is, and they're loading up against him. He's trying not to force it. He didn't try to force it yesterday, and he's sharing the basketball. I think, but you have to get him going because he's your best player. You can't let people take him out of the game.
It'll be Jackson State in the white with the first possession here coming out for the second half. As Ruffin, who had 36 points last night, you know he's going to try to cook up something special here to start this second half.
Jackson State University basketball.
Norfolk's playing a zone right now, kind of a matchup.
And how about Dorian Mitchell coming out of the locker room, nailing a 3. Reminder, Jackson State is doing this without their freshman guard, Mike Williams. Injured himself in the game last night. Will be reevaluated on Monday. Here is Newton. And stepping out of bounds is Anthony McComb, the third. So here's Mike Williams, the freshman, the son of head coach Mo Williams, in the street clothes, unable to go here tonight. Mitchell Jr., too strong, tipped out. And the rebound of Norfolk State.
I hope that young man is okay, and he's supposed to get evaluated once they get back to Jackson.
10-point game. Mitchell Jr. just throws it away. Like Jackson State's just a little out of sync.
Well, I think Mitchell is better as a receiver than the quarterback. I mean, he's trying to initiate too much. Let Ruffin initiate and let him be more of a guy finishing at the basket.
Newton missing everything, trying to save it underneath, but it's Jackson State ball. McMillan opened the half with a corner three. Now here's Ruffin, a contested two. And it's one and done. Outlet, Ellis. Finish, plus the horn.
Great job by Norfolk State getting out and pushing it in transition. I love to see guys rim run and try to get a hit of the ball and get easy baskets out of that. I don't think, John, they do that enough now. Everybody kind of ball watches after a rebound and tries to spot up on the three, but I think the guys that get out and rim run wind up getting rewarded.
You're using a lot of football terminology. How'd you like that throw down the field?
One of the things Norfolk State is famous for is mixing their defenses and being able to change up, and they run like this zone 1-3-1. It's kind of a matchup.
McMillan, blow by all the way to the rim. He's in double figures now with 11.
Give Wilson a credit on that. The big guy is sealed off his man so he couldn't come across to try to rim protect.
Newton just felt the contact, so he threw it up at the rim, and he got the whistle. How about that last drive by McMillan and Jackson State?
Yeah, just attacking the rim. You see right there, his big guy sealed off and didn't allow the defense to come over.
So Adrian Newton, the 6-foot freshman from Norfolk, Virginia.
The coach seems to feel he's the truest of point guards, and they like to see him continue to grow and develop, and I think you can see how it'll affect Jamison and free him up to be more of a scoring guard.
Ruffin had it swatted, but the whistle is blown as the foul underneath. Called that one on Keontae Lewis. That is his second personal.
I look for Ruffin to get a little bit more aggressive this half than he did the first. He was kind of settling with them guarding him and not trying to push the envelope, but as this game starts to go, he's just a natural shooter, John.
I mean, but what's interesting about him is that for a guy who has such an ability to score, it seems like he enjoys passing it, if not the same or more, getting his teammates involved.
Big-time scorers have a kind of gunfighter mentality. And I've seen guys that are really good offensive players, but they just don't have that. I mean, they pass the ball as well as just shoot the ball or enjoy it as much. You know, people talk about Kobe Bryant and him being an assassin in the way he was. I mean, that's that scoring mentality.
Wild pass. Delisle Williams throws it away.
Mitchell comes out 0. Tamarion Hoover into the game for Jackson State.
So the 9th turnover of the ball game for Jackson State. Jamison. Man, he was running to the bucket before he even caught that thing. He has turned into a problem.
Well, again, he's off the ball, and so when he's getting the ball, he's getting it where he can operate, and he doesn't have to fight 2 or 3 guys to get to the rim. And it makes a huge difference.
The lead is up to 14 now. McMillan open from the wing, missing off the mark. In transition, Newton.
This is what I'm talking about. Jamison now, when he gets the ball, he's getting it in a position where he can just score the basketball. The whole defense is not set up against him, and it makes him much more effective.
I mean, he had a full head of steam coming downhill. Now let's see what he does as a facilitator. It's the assist to McComb III, who nails the 3.
Jackson State needs to either take a timeout or they've got to regroup a little bit. I mean, they've got to come up and make some stops.
Flashing high, but another turnover, 10th of the game, and a foul in transition. We have reached the media timeout here in this second half. It is Norfolk State with a big lead. Presentation of college basketball is brought to you by K, the official partner of couples who love the game.
You see that beautiful Atlanta skyline? One of the guys that helped set that up was a gentleman named Herman Russell, a construction person here. He was one of the first people with John Portman that did the glass from building the buildings here in Atlanta. He brought that to the South. He also developed the Atlanta airport. He was one of the leading black architects in the South, and he's done a lot for HBCUs in his contribution, and just was a wonderful guy. His sons now run the Russell Construction Company, but just a tremendous family. And that's one of the things that this city has to offer for this event. And like Chris Paul was saying, being able to house this here in this city, there's a lot of resources and a lot of history that's right here.
Also, when you think about a city and a capacity to hold big events, Atlanta, one of the major cities in the country. You get in and out of here, tons of hotels, good food options. $20-point lead for Norfolk State, and stepping out. What are we up to?
I'm sorry, man. How do you not know when you're inbounds and out of bounds?
11th turnover of the game against Jackson State. As the Spartans can see the blood in the water right now. Ellis missed his teammate back door. He heard it from his coach on the sideline. 3 seconds on the shot clock. And out of bounds, turnover.
Yeah. John, I'm going to ask you this question. As a player and a coach, when you step on the floor, what is the most important thing you have to know?
Where the ball's at all times?
No.
Okay.
Time and score.
Right.
Because time and score dictates everything.
Now, undercut as Hoover goes down hard. And the officials will stop play to check on him as it looks like he hit his head on the court. He went up high, and it looked like it was friendly fire with his teammate undercutting him.
Yeah.
Ooh.
He grabbed his head immediately.
It was Thomas underneath him as Hoover tried to out-jump everybody. And he is still down on the floor. Well, Jackson State has been bit by the injury bug. They had injuries coming into this tournament. Mike Williams, the freshman, went down last night. And a good sign to see Tamarian Hoover back to his feet.
He's holding that head, though, so.
It's one of those things in athletics, always careful of any type of potential head injury.
Without question. They don't have a 10 here, but I'm sure the doctors are going to really look him over good, and we may not see him anymore tonight.
So back to live action.
Jackson State basketball.
Jackson State ball down 20. My goodness. How is that possible? Out of bounds is Devin Reed.
I know I'm an analyst, but I don't have an answer for that.
I was going to ask you.
I figured that was
you knew
coming.
I was going to
I knew that was coming from
I was
you.
going to ask something.
Yes, indeed.
Because you've seen it all in this game.
Just,
I know you have.
You know.
Ellis, rim run, and he lays it in. Largest lead of the night, Norfolk State up 22. It is a 14-2 run. That is now ended by Reed.
You have to put some stops together if you're Jackson State.
Jamison.
He's playing with a lot of confidence tonight now. That's a different player than what we saw last night.
.24 points last night. Jamison following up with 25 here tonight. Thomas open free throw line. Gets inside of the paint. A wild one. Backside rebound is good by Reed. Jackson State's trying to gamble now. Trying to jump some passing lanes, cause some turnovers.
Yeah, I think it's a little early to have to gamble. I think if they play really good, tough man-to-man defense and make every shot challenged and come up with rebound. The problem is that they're not doing a great job rebounding the ball. The other problem they've had is Mr. Jamison, because he's having a night. Watch this, step back, catch, shoot, three ball.
Second Spartan team foul.
The confidence he's playing with.
Tough bucket inside for Kobe Butler.
They've got to develop, Jackson State has to develop somebody to play in the post area, because they're operating right now with no post presence. And that makes it tough. Thomas is the closest thing to a post presence, and he just physically doesn't have the size to be dominant in that league.
Good block there by Reed. So Jackson State with a stop, a chance to cut into this lead. A reaching foul called there on Michael Jenkins. Break zone. Time a chance to step aside. It is Norfolk State up big. from the Toyota Chris Paul HBCU Classic. And this man has had himself a weekend. 26 last night and 25 tonight.
All right, let's get back to it. Jackson State basketball.
McMillan, jumper off the mark, kept alive. Ruffin spinning away. He'll find McMillan again, this time a corner three, and it's no good.
Ruffin's going to have to find a way that he can get some shots off. He's just too good a shooter to be able to be shut down because everybody's going to plan their defense to try to take him away. So he's got to learn how to make those adjustments. One of the things, John, big-time players, they're able in real time to make adjustments to the game depending on how they're playing, depending on what's going for them that evening.
He's been trying to make the correct passing, and he has been finding the open man. But to your point, with a lead like this, you got to start trying to take over.
Yeah. I mean, scorers step up. I mean, they want the ball, and they step up, and they start pressing the point a little sooner because they feel like they need to do that to put their team in a position to win.
Ten minutes left here in this second half. Double inside. Just saving it is McComb III. Gets it back. Too strong. And a good board by Thomas. Staying down. Did not travel. Reopened for three. That's just a tough shot.
Yeah.
Inside, blocked at the rim. Officials are letting them play here. Ellis rolls off. That goes off the leg of Thomas, and it stays with the Spartans. Excuse me, Butler.
Well, for both of these two teams, you know, the bye games are gone now, and now they get down to conference play, and so it's a different ball game, and that's why this tournament was so important to all these teams coming in, because they wanted to kind of set the stage for January and playing within the conference and doing what really matters is trying to win the conference championship and using that as a stepping stone to get to the NCAA tournament.
So Mo Williams going deep on his bench. Deon Kolev, the freshman, now in for the first time here we've seen this weekend. Tough take and a finish by Anthony McComb III. Ten points now in the second half for him, as Mitchell Jr. shows the floater.
You know, Jackson State sitting there with 44 points. That's just not enough points. You know, unless you got an awesome defense.
Especially when you got a guy as hot as Jamison is right now. 28 points tonight off 8 of 10 shooting. Do they give a continuation? Yes, they do. Bucket counts.
It comes with it. Norfolk State foul being charged.
Watch Jamison. That's what I'm saying. You got to go inside. Once you go inside, you get the defense to collapse a little bit. It gives you more spacing for the jump shot.
Newton back in. And Ruffin at the line.
A career high 28 points for Elijah Jamison.
When it's going good, the worst thing you can hear is your number called and the coach is subbing for you. I mean, that is like, coach. And then when you come out, he said, well, we got to play some other guys too. or you need a break.
We still have just under 8 minutes left in this ballgame. Still a lot of time. And
yeah, but
turnover.
But you like to come out after you turn it over and miss a few, but not when you're on a hot streak.
Blocking foul called on Newton. That'll send us into the break zone. We're back to Atlanta after this.
Norfolk State Newton, first personal foul, 15 foul.
Little ones here in Atlanta getting in the holiday spirit. And Norfolk State is enjoying their final game here in this tournament. Opened up a big lead. They did it in the end of the first half and have not let it go since. Well, the annual NBA and Christmas Day. Kolev with his first touch of the night. Gives it off to Ruffin. 3-ball. Short. Fight for the rebound. Ripped away there by Baines. Leaks. He is off the mark as Kolev gets the rebound. Ruffin stripped, and a foul called on right forward.
Number 1, Deacon right forward, picks up the Norfolk State foul. That's his first personal.
You know, one of the things, and we've talked about Ruffin, it's obvious his talent, it's obvious his abilities. You can't let folks game plan him out of being able to be effective. You got to figure out a way where he can still be a factor, and he really has not been a major factor in this game tonight. He was last night, but tonight he's been more. They've neutralized him, and you got to figure out a way as a coach to help him be a factor being in the game.
That's what's going to happen with this Jackson State team going forward. Because he is that good, you're going to see teams have him at the top of the scouting report and try to eliminate him off the bat.
Yeah, and they're not even doing anything tricky. I mean, they're not doing boxing ones on him or triangles and twos or no catching him. They're not really doing anything. They're just, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Just off of normal defense and how people are playing him, he's got to figure out a way where he can get his and be effective. And when I say get his, not being selfish, but get his points, make people come off, double him so he can get guys easier shots and things like that. But it's just his shot attempts are low tonight.
Melo Baines with that nice bucket inside. And that one's picked off by Leaks. 1-on-1 against Kolev, and he finishes. Kolev with a 3, too strong. There's Leaks. There were a lot of gold jerseys open, and it's Newton knocking it down. Largest lead of the game as the fans for Norfolk State. It's a party. Well, it's been all Norfolk State, so that's where we have the highlight package.
And it has been, you know, whether or not they're going inside with the jump shot or Leaks on a steal, finishing at the rim, or knocking down a 3 by Newton. I mean, it's coming. But basically, Norfolk State offensively has really been a juggernaut tonight.
What changed? As you could tell that Robert Jones was not happy with how things went down last night. What was the switch? What did they change up tonight?
He challenged their pride. I mean, he challenged the program, what it stands for, what happened. I mean, I know he felt like he could have won last night's game. I know he was disappointed with the way it happened, and you have to find a way to verbalize that disappointment in a positive manner to your team and get them disappointed too, to where they come out and want to perform a lot better, and that's what they've done. That's coaching. I mean, you know, it's not about you just being mad, but it's you getting your team to be upset at what happened and wanting to do something about it.
As telegraphed, steal inside and a foul in transition.
And we have a Jackson State foul going to be assessed.
As there has been no answer tonight from Jackson State.
Team foul. Fifth. Tiger team foul.
If you're on the other side and you have an effort like this, where it seems like just whatever you draw up just is not going right, how do you regroup?
Practice. And I think for this team, because I know their travel schedule, I know who they've played, I know how difficult it's been. I mean, they have been the villain all season, you know, playing on other people's home floor. I think they need to get away for a day, mentally flush all of the bad stuff away, and get back to playing basketball in a system that will allow them to be successful in the conference that they're in. Because right now, I think it's as much mental as it is physical, because they haven't won. And the only thing that gets you in this sport, the only thing that really gets you happy is winning. You know?
I mean, you think about the teams that they've had to face a bunch of bye games this season for Jackson State. On the road against Illinois, Louisville, Louisiana Tech, Auburn, Arkansas, Winthrop, Houston, Northwestern.
I mean, not just, I mean, that can physically beat you up. I mean, but mentally it takes its toll. And, you know, and I think that you got to repair the mental approach first to feeling that you can compete, and what we run can work, you know, and we can play 40 minutes of really good basketball and have things turn out our way and not be overwhelmed, you know, each and every night, whether or not it's by the crowd, the officials, the opposing team, that just doesn't wear us down. And it'd be nice for people to cheer for us, not against us.
We know if somebody's going to figure it out, it's going to be Mo Williams. This is a guy who, even in the NBA, his summers were spent with AAU program, had his own group, had his own guys. He's always wanted to be a coach, always wanted to come back home to Jackson State. He said the biggest thing he's got to figure out right now, just getting enough support financially so they don't have to go on the road and play all those bye games. Mitchell Jr. trying to push the pace here. Under 4 minutes, and he finishes at the rim plus the foul.
Maybe.
In the break zone, Jackson State down big. 3:30 to play in this one. AARP, a proud sponsor of the Chris Paul HBCU Classic Tournament. And State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Nighttime here in downtown Atlanta, and Norfolk State with another 3.5 minutes can leave here with a win.
3, 2, 1, tie! The big winner. You made 2 shots today.
Elijah Jamison has been the man so far today. Jamison with 28 points to follow up his 26-point effort last night. As Norfolk State using this as a get-right game to get their season back on track. Norfolk State's had to play some tough games. Had some tough big losses against the likes of Arizona, Baylor, but other than that, they've been in pretty much every game this season.
Well, they have, and you know, I know they were disappointed with some of the results, especially the Kennesaw State game. If I'm not mistaken, John, last night was the first time they've lost in this event.
That is correct. It is the 4th year Norfolk State's been in this tournament. They were 6-0 coming into last night. And both players getting a little tangled up. And it looks like double techs have been assessed to both Adrian Newton of Norfolk State and Daishan Ruffin of Jackson State.
Technical fouls. 1 goes to Norfolk State, 0 Adrian Newton. 1 goes to Jackson State's Daishan Ruffin. Offset, Jackson ball.
Under 3 minutes to play with offsetting technicals. Ruffin finds the open man. Butler inside. He's been making those correct passes all night long.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very talented player. He's got a good basketball IQ.
Jackson State's just seeing one too many injuries. You know, bodies are starting to be a factor. Mike Williams is out. Tamarian Hoover, who banged his head on the court, he has not returned to the game here tonight.
And just not sleeping in your own beds can have an effect. I mean, this team has traveled a lot.
Stepping out of bounds, turnover.
And I think when I talked to Mo, he was a little concerned with that. You know, he said, you look at our schedule, and we played a lot of really good teams, and it didn't bother him because he's been in the league, he's used to it. But 18, 19-year-old kids, I think it has a cumulative effect.
There's Ruffin, gets the lead. Down to 17. Double team, turnover, out of bounds. Jackson State gets it back as the Spartans getting a little sloppy here.
Number 15, Makai Reed checks into the game.
Look, the Ruffin's got such a smooth stroke. I mean, he can really shoot the basketball.
Crossover in the lane. Oh, my goodness. Mr. Ruffin, take a bow.
And it comes with the Norfolk State foul being charged to Reed, first person.
You asked for him to take over, and he's starting to deliver.
Yeah. Wish he'd done it a little bit earlier, but he's got that ability, and he can do that. I mean, he is so savvy off the dribble.
Now this is gamble time. Norfolk State does not have to shoot early. They can run some clock, but instead Morris is going to get fouled.
Oh, they're in attack mode. They've been in attack mode the whole game, John. It's been no back it out, let's run some clock, let's see what we got. It's been full throttle. That's the rim, that's where we're going.
So Morris to the free throw line to shoot 2. It was a perfect 2 of 2 tonight. Sunday, got more basketball on ESPN and the ESPN app. We'll have the second annual Invisalign Bay Area Women's Classic and old rivals square off in both. Stanford, they host Oregon at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Then Jazzy Davidson and 19th ranked USC take on Cal at the Chase Center. Could be 2 good games before the teams are off for the holiday break. 1 of 2 from the line. The lead is 15. Ruffin. As Mitchell is just mauled. It's amazing. No play ever thinks they committed a foul.
Back to the line for Jackson State is number 3, Jamie Mitchell Jr. 2 shots.
So Mitchell Jr. back to the line to shoot 2. Jackson State now 9 of 13 from the free throw line tonight. Pressure, and that one is turned over. Under 90 seconds to play in regulation. It is scramble mode. Jackson State is not done yet. A 3 falls, and the lead is down to 11. So a timeout called by Mo Williams. We will take it with them and come back for the final 120. All 3 also available on the ESPN app. Well, this one's gotten interesting all of a sudden. Full court press. And a foul on the inbound as Jamison went to the deck. So a hold called on Jackson State.
And Norfolk was in danger of coming up with a 5 count on that.
So Jamison a chance to get a 30-piece here at the free throw line. The front end of a 1-and-1.
For Norfolk right now, their enemy is the clock. They have to make sure that they don't foul, they don't turn the ball over.
Replacing Kyrie. One more shot coming for Jamison.
Perfect 2 of 2 from the free throw line. As it's now Norfolk State with the press. Ruffin needs a quick one. Pull through, step back 3, short. Ball batted around in the air and it's snatched down by Morris. Oh, and Ree will commit the hard foul. As McComb the third, slow to get up.
Third personal foul. Now 10 team fouls against Jackson State. That means it'll be 2.
When you know a team is double teaming you and putting pressure, you want to put one guy in the middle as a release, one guy on the sidelines and make them have a choice because they're doubling the ball. They're a man short on the rotation. So you want to either get the ball up the sidelines or in the middle.
I know you were surprised a little bit by the outcome last night. Is this the Norfolk State team that you expected and the team you expect to see going forward throughout the season?
Yes, but when I say surprise, I don't know. My surprise came in how good Grambling was because they were better in person than what I saw on film. And I walk away extremely impressed with their ability to play basketball and to win basketball games. They're very, very well coached.
Free throws coming for Jackson State. Stepping to the
so Ruffin a chance to get back to the free throw line.
Number 12, Delia Williams into the game for Jackson State. Kobe Butler comes out, one more for Ruffin.
Clearly you've got the potential player of the year in the SWAC with Ruffin at the line, but he's a guy who's going to need some help. Plus you need some guys to get healthy as the season goes on for Jackson State.
Tigers.
So a timeout, Mo Williams. As he wants to talk through this final 55.5 seconds.
He needs a couple back-to-back steals with a couple back-to-back threes.
Yeah, I will say, coming here to Atlanta with this holiday tournament, I'm in the festive spirit. You got your holiday shopping done?
No, I just give money away.
All right, so I should put in my request. Send you the Venmo.
Friends and family. I mean, that's. I have daughters, so I don't even attempt to shop for them.
Outlet pass on the money, looking like Oklahoma out here. And a travel, Jamison. All right.
And traveling is the cause, Jackson State basketball.
Ruffin Ruffin, fly by, up and under, gets the reverse. Ruffin now up to 22, and another timeout, Jackson State, with the lead cut to 11. We've seen crazier things in college basketball.
Yeah. I mean, things can happen, but you need help.
Yes.
You know, you don't have the ability to do it yourself. You need some help. You need help in turnovers, help in being able to get easy looks at some threes and have them go down. You need some help.
Largest lead for Norfolk State. They were up by 26 in the second half. So you can see the fight by the Tigers to even cut this thing down to 11.
I'm telling you, I mean, a lot of what you see and a lot of their ills, I just think will be, you know, going home, you know, and getting this out of their system, getting healthy, and start playing, you know, and having people cheer for you and not everybody booing you. Scheduling in college is an art form. I mean, you know, knowing who to play, when to play them. I mean, like Norfolk has played some bye games, but, you know, they haven't played a bunch of, you know, SEC, ACC. I mean, they played Old Dominion, which was a bye game. They played Kennesaw, which was a bye game. So, I mean, they played some, but it's just a little different.
Immediate foul given up as Jaquel Morris will get to the line.
Jackson State foul number 12. Delon Williams. That's his first.
Again, you use the time to run offense, not to play defense. I've been amazed how many teams, you know, waste time trying to play defense. At this point, you just got to foul and hope they miss and then run some good offense.
So Morris bricks the first. If you're Jackson State, is this a must three, or can you still get a quick two?
No, I think you got to hunt some threes right now.
Mitchell, Euro to the lane, missing the lay-in.
Yeah. He had a chance to take a three at the top of the key. You're just not going to have as many possessions with twos unless, again, you get some help.
Williams, second personal foul. Step back to the free throw line for Norfolk State. This time,
McCombie the third, back to the free throw line.
The third.
12 points last night. An even better effort here tonight in the second game in this tournament. Norfolk State with 3 players in double figures. Newton with 10. Jamison with 30. That's a career high for him. And McComb the third here at the free throw line. He's got 19. Ruffin doubled like he's been all night. Gives it up. Extra pass into the corner. 3 off the mark. Ruffin will let it fly. Nails another one. He's got 25 points in the game. But it's going to be a little too late for Jackson State as they commit another foul, down 10.
And the foul charge to Ruffin, third personal.
I thought his points last night were more impactful than tonight because it had a greater effect on the game. It got other people easier shots.
Final 14 seconds in this one. As Ruffin gives it up, jumper short, follow is good for Delisle Williams. 6 seconds to play. And Norfolk State will dribble this one out and will leave Atlanta with a win. 82-72 the final here over Jackson State. Well, that'll do it for our time here in Atlanta. We have certainly enjoyed it for this Toyota Chris Paul HBCU Classic, the 5th year. And, Coach, we hope it comes back here every year to it.
It's been a great event. And, again, we take a hat off to Chris Paul for having this event.
For all of our outstanding ESPN crew here in Atlanta, with the coach, Perry Clark, I'm John Trippett. Thanks for joining us, and a happy holidays to everybody and a happy new year.
Oh, perfect delivery. Oh, what's in your wallet?
Keep that